For the latest on the ground, let's head to Belgium, where our correspondent Dave Keating is standing by for us. Dave, what's the latest? Have we learned more about the death toll and the number of those missing?
Well, we've had a series of press conferences here from the national government and from the regional governments about the situation. They're still looking for people. There are 20 confirmed dead right now, 19 still missing, and they have helicopters going over the affected regions looking for people who are maybe stranded on their roof or stranded in a car, looking if they can save particularly some of these missing people. This is a very serious situation. We heard from the Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo at his press conference today that he thinks this is probably the worst flooding in Belgian history. The sheer scale of this just really came out of nowhere. I mean, we've had weeks of rain here in Belgium. That's not unusual in this country, but it was all of the sudden rain that happened over the past 2 days that caused this flooding. Because while we do get a lot of rain here, it's usually kind of a trickling rain, and this deluge of rain, towns and systems are just not kind of equipped to handle it. So they are still looking for survivors, and they are still trying to assess the damage.
Now, how are authorities hoping to speed up those search and rescue efforts?
Well, they have a number of helicopters going over the area right now. They have people going into the affected areas. But of course, when areas are completely flooded like this, it's very difficult actually to get into them. So a lot of the assessment of the damage is going to happen in the coming days. It looks like the rain has stopped for now and that we're going to have some sunny days coming up. So the water level should recede, and that should allow them to be able to come in and assess the damage. Now, the Belgian government has requested assistance from the EU using the EU's emergency response mechanism. That is money that ordinarily comes in very, very quickly once that mechanism is triggered. So they'll have to assess the damage. It looks like there's been quite a lot of damage done to infrastructure in southern Belgium. There's still concerns about northern Belgium, Flanders, because even though it stopped raining, there are concerns that some of the dikes in Liège province might burst their banks, in particular on the river Meuse, which flows north up from Liège and forms the border between Dutch Limburg and Belgian Limburg. There's worries that the river is going to flood there, and so that actually this could be a cascading thing. So people are watching that very closely, particularly to see where the help is going to be needed, because so far this was very concentrated in Belgium's south and east. Here in Brussels, we didn't get any significant flooding. We got about 250 calls to police and firefighters for local flooding for people's basements, but nothing major, nothing you're seeing out on the streets. But that damage could extend northward if we do see those dikes breached basically in the coming hours.
All right, Dave Keating with the latest for us in Belgium. Now, across Europe,